things are getting interesting. I mean, it's only the second episode and we've already got gender swapping. But what can you really expect from a show that also has maids and dragons? So, I guess all we can really do is hope that it's not the end of the world. I think we should see if Kobayashi can manage to keep everything under wraps. So, she's changed quite a lot not recently, but over the years. Did a whole switch from loving humans to despising them. Yeah. Okay, we can kind of see why now. And all humans are alike. Just like all dragons. You know, how long ago was there an assault on the dragon world? We know when Kobayashi first saw Toru, she was suffering from some sort of big wound. I don't know how or what they're going to do with the new inclusion of that Iriru. Because we've had the dragons hating humanity. You know, remember the end of the first season? Toru and her father. Maybe everyone can try to get along. Purposely staying away for everyone's safety, really. Be careful where you're looking. I mean, it's only been a day or so that now, why exactly? Just changing the gender, would that change her way of thinking and everything as well? Well, this true colours of just making interactions a bit awkward. And how many of the day-to-day normal activities are going to be slightly adjusted? That could cause some questions. Probably best to leave quickly. You know, especially if she's We knew that much would be on the mind for her. Huh. Of course, there'd have to be this kind of show on that they'd all emulate together. Keep a clear mind. So she's now got, as she said, this is normal between women. So how many of their usual interactions are going to be odd now? Really play on her mind a bit more, his mind a bit more. To think that there was such a spell. It is a vicious cycle. Although she's jumping to some conclusions there, considering what we saw earlier. That would sound good. You know, there's the whole... What have you laced it with now? Huh? Hopefully this is just another dream sequence. Otherwise... Oh no. No, she doesn't skip a beat, does she? That was a deal breaker. She needed to keep the costume on. That's what upset her that much. With that plan apparently foiled. I see. Got to have her prized possessions there. The dolls of her and her bestest friend in all the world. Harmony. Who else was of the Harmony one? Was that Elma? Because there was the spectator camp as well. Yeah, despite everything that she's pulled so far, trying to destroy the city and casting some spells. Without stretching out your hand and attempting, you are going to have the eternal fight if you're not willing to try and talk. Is she going to accidentally save her or something? Oh, well, he didn't do a good enough job. Nice. Well, he makes a chilling offer. And yet, what a distraction that was. Yeah, the dragon didn't know what the alarm was meant for. And of course it had to be Kobayashi that happened upon her. Good question. Well, yeah, and everything that's happened so far, like her saving her, would also be part of that fate. And how easy is it just to change sides and factions? Then tragedy befalls them. If they can get along, then all the time that she could have been playing with those that she liked. She admitted it to herself, at least. And now screamed it out loud as well. And due to circumstance of those around her, a relatively simple statement. I don't think Kobayashi has the ulterior motive or anything, but yeah, winning her over with the honeyed words. The thing is, it's not just humans now, there's the others involved as well. Does he have authority for that? And that's why this dragon war has been waging people like him. Of course, no one's going to investigate if someone goes missing. He has just made a very big mistake there. She's damaged the sign! And this is what happens when humans and dragons work together. And then she'll take down all of those. Yes, Elmo will definitely help you out of this situation. Oh, the fact it's covered by the bush. Well, okay, I think that works out well in the end. And his existence. Which horn? Yeah, she was just smacked by a dragon. Yeah, antiseptic saliva. Completely for healing properties, of course. No ulterior motive at all. Well, maybe in the overworked salaryman version of Japan, but not essentially everywhere. Through a chance encounter. Cut off from everyone. No one to turn to or rely on. How long has she been out? How did she not realise we wouldn't be able to hear anything else? Actually, giving her answer for earlier. Is Tora alright? Alright. Having some sort of aneurysm. Oh no. You've taught her the evils of TV. Needs to get better at transformation here. Ha. Yeah, 5% seems about like a good number. Really, yeah, starting from square one. Whatever, getting the order correct as well. First TV, then the likes of how to use a toilet. She might understand. And now how are they going to interact without Kobayashi here? Yeah, she's ready for a fight, but they're not allowed that. The true powerhouses would not forgive them, would they? Success? Close enough. I mean, for a first try. At least sticky pads? I never want to see your... Oh, no, I want to stop watching. I'll be able to see that in my dreams. Now I wonder why they stubbornly would reject eating the tail meat. Well, somewhere something similar. And sometimes being conspicuous is the best way to not stand out. Well, she has trouble transforming her hands, making an entire set of clothing for her. She's really pushing herself to try and say that. But if it's what Kobayashi has decided, then she'll have to be fine with it. That is quite an apt description. Kinda. That might be a bit difficult. I don't think you're gonna be able to train her in the ways of being a maid as well. How long has she been like that? Well, that was another one. Another one. What was with the posing? They have to... Right. Have to form a line. Her own personalised utensils and... You've got the origins of some severe jealousy stemming there. God damn it, Tori. Yes, anyone that comes into Kobayashi's life is going to steal her away from you. And how many of the other factions are going to be involved in the end. With that guy mentioning Elma, and yet she's on kinda speaking terms with Toru and the rest of them. Also, if they manage to get, maybe not leaders, but at least higher up individuals in each of the various factions, maybe cohabitation and coexistence isn't such a pipe dream. Although having a responsible maid might still be out of reach. When you have these chaos dragons, the evil dragon of calamity and destruction, and yet Kobayashi has managed to rein her in so easily, what can be seen as violence and evil is just misunderstood loneliness. Although when you've got the powerhouse of a dragon that could actually wipe everything down to a foundational level, not really any quick fixes for that one. But at least now the word might spread that people need to be, dragons need to be a bit careful in the human world, as they not know who they go up against. And honestly, we kind of knew this was what Iridu was going through. I didn't think that we would get that kind of reveal and her admitting it to so out loud and in the open so quickly. I thought it'd be at least like another episode or two. But I guess you got to move fast when there are people after your life. And also, is Toru really the best teacher to give Iridu the rundown of what it's like, how to live in the human world? She hasn't really gotten the hang of it herself yet, as evidenced by several times in this episode alone. Why don't you just go out and ask another socially adapted dragon like Fafnir? Or Luke or... Helma? This is just fun. Although, I do hope that some dragons are able to control their human form slightly better. I don't need to find the forest of hands on my screen again. And if those horrifying visuals are not going to be able to leave your mind for a while as well, consider at least avoiding that void of thought for a while by maybe leaving a like on the video. Think about what to write as well. And if you want to make sure not to miss out, subscribe, because there's... well, I think watching more might be good. So, get yourself some rest. I hope none of you find any unwelcome guests in your beds. I'll see you in the next one. My patrons really have shown me another way to live, and I haven't actually decided if that's good or bad yet. All I know is, there's been a lot more instances where I've probably shamed my family. So, I think I need to send my thanks to Electric Ant, Arthea, Noku, Raywin, Kite, Sal, Shiwan, Mecha, Matt, Stinsfire, Girly, Saltitron, Cardboard, Croyville, Dark Shadow, 7899, Alvin, Garcia, Santiago, and everyone else. Because just like a certain dragon, I hope we all get along.